to 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on iLive Radio, serving up audible treats like honey, always with a heavy beat drop.
Attention à tous les musiciens, groupes, associations, clubs et organisations qui représentent les styles collectifs de musique à travers le Canada. Le moment est venu de reconstruire nos genres de nations musicales collectives comme le hip-hop, le R&B, le jazz, le soul, le reggae, le gospel et plus unis. La Nation de la musique collective est une organisation à but non lucratif engagée dans le développement de la musique collective. Des adhésions gratuites sont disponibles dès maintenant. La Nation de la musique collective, une seule voix, la force dans l'unité.
Your number one local radio station.
Welcome. Good morning. And this is the Wealth Effect Show with Jason Allen John and Nicole Williams, sponsored by CTMS. How are you doing, Nicole? How's your week been?
It's been great. Good morning, everyone. Definitely a great week. A lot of things happening, as we were talking just briefly in the marketplace, interest rates.
Yes.
The city is starting to open back up.
Yes.
We had some amazing weather yesterday, which was great. But yeah, let's really talk about what's happening with the mortgage and interest rates, because I know people are getting so confused. They hear that the Bank of Canada is saying that they're leaving rates as is, but then,
things are different.
So what's really happening?
Well, one sec before, because we just have a beautiful guest that's online that people can see too.
Oh,
so
yes.
Ashley's here.
Yes.
How are you doing, Ashley?
I am doing amazing. I'm super excited to be joining you guys this day. So thank you so much for having me. How are you?
Good. So we're just going to talk a little bit about mortgages. We know your specialty is crypto, but I know rates are rising fast, and I know our audience is going to want to hear what me and Nicole has to say, like our 2 cents. So before we get into all your interesting topics, because crypto is just as important and maybe more important about the future than these mortgage interest rates slightly going up. But yeah, Nicole, this week was very wild. I think I've been talking about it the last couple episodes about how inflation is rising.
Yes.
And I've been watching the bond rates going up. And to be honest with you, over 2 days, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday to Thursday, the 5-year bond yields in Canada spiked up by 30% overnight. And that's what's really causing the fixed rates to go up. So all those minus 1.99 and below, it looks like they're slowly fading.
Yes.
Now rates are still historically low, so I don't want to get people at all worried that rates are going super high, but it's it could be a cause of a good thing, because if things are going back to normal, we want to see raises rise moderately, right? So it's a good thing, right?
It is. You know what? And I will say to your benefit, you have been calling this for weeks. You have been saying it. You don't know how sustainable it is. Now is the time for us to talk to our clients about refinancing, taking equity now. And again, don't get scared, because there's still great opportunity. If there are opportunities for you to invest in other investment properties, or you might be wanting to invest in the marketplace directly, maybe even after hearing, Ashley speak, you might want to put a little bit into crypto. Now is the time for you to really explore these options. Rates are starting to slightly raise. And, Jason was pretty bang on early when he made that prediction.
Yeah. And it's a little bit scary. And, I'm going to switch over and we'll start talking about to Ashley, but rates went down very fast last year in March, extremely fast.
Yes.
And stuff as mortgage agents and advisors in the financial industry, it was hard for us to keep up and advise. And I said this year that it's hard to predict what's going to happen, because as fast as they went down, I never, ever expected that. There's no argument to say they can't go up just as fast.
Yes.
So we all have to be prepared on what we're going to do. And having said that, this is why it's a great segue, because this inflation and part of the reason why the interest rates are going up a lot could be because the governments are printing vast amounts of money.
Yep.
And so one of it seems like it's I don't know if it's a product, it's a currency, it's an investment, and Ashley could probably answer this for me, but crypto is seen as a space that's alternative to what our current financial system is operating under. So it could be a hedge against inflation in our currency or the printing. So it's very great to have Ashley on, who can, I want to let you do a little introduction to yourself, because I already said you're a lot about crypto. So we'll let you take it from here. So tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, just want to say thank you for having me on here. I'm super excited about your show, and I know you guys are producing such amazing content. But yes, thank you. In terms of myself, for those that are hearing me for the first time, yes, my name is Ashley Wright. I am a success coach and business coach, and I also, of course, am a cryptocurrency educator. So I'm really passionate about helping people get to the next level in their life as well as their business, and also showing them how they can create or have multiple streams of income and leverage, cryptocurrency in that amazing industry. And to be honest, I actually never thought I was going to be in the cryptocurrency space. Literally,
Mhm.
my parents are entrepreneurs, and I always heard them talking about Bitcoin and
Oh,
online
wow.
wallets. And I'm like, what are they talking about? They sound crazy. But I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Let me just, put some money in there and try it. So I put about $300, created an online wallet, put about $300 into Bitcoin, and then I
Mhm.
totally forgot about it for months. And then
Wow.
I'm like, you know what? I need to go check on that Bitcoin thing because I totally forgot I put money there. And then I went back, logged in, and that $300 like literally turned into close to $900 just within a
Wow.
few
Wow.
months. So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I need to do that again.
Okay.
Literally, ever since then, I've just been so excited about this space and just educating people about it.
Yes. You know what I love about your story is it's kind of twofold in the sense of um, you are the product of what your parents already started, right?
Mhm.
And that's what we're really looking to build with the wealth effect is how can we help the next generation of Canadians really elevate themselves. And sometimes we don't have the parents to teach us or school us inside the home. So if we can use this platform to help educate, then that's exactly what we're looking to do. And then secondly, you're a woman in a male dominating area. And then not only that, you're specializing in such a field that is so new, that is so unique. Representation matters. I don't know how many Black professionals themselves are, experts in crypto. And then not only that, you're a Black female doing it with such excellence. Those are the things I absolutely love about your story and, why I'm excited for this conversation this morning.
Yeah, and it was honestly, Ashley, you kind of gave me a little bit of insight because you on your Instagram this week, you basically highlighted your entire life or some things that you do. So
Yes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
just a little bit. But what I want to do, what I want to get into, because we do talk about how success leaves clues, and you did mention that your parents kind of gave you that start into entrepreneurship. So before you get more into what you're doing now with crypto, I guess let's talk about you as an entrepreneur, because I'm sure it didn't start with that 300 to 900 flip that you made, right?
All right. Yeah, definitely. So actually, I was already thinking a little bit about business even before that, because like I said, my parents started their own business, they're entrepreneurs. And, through that experience, being around them, I really got the opportunity to start diving into self-development, changing my mindset, thinking about the fact that I can actually be my own boss, which I never thought about before. I didn't even think that was possible. And so just being around that environment, getting to meet different people, and also seeing how opportunities can literally
Mhm.
change other people's lives, like that is what really got me. So when I got to experience that, sharing an opportunity or helping someone out to the point where that thing that I did was able to literally change their life, that's when I really fell in love with working with people. And that's when I decided to start my first business, being of course a motivational speaker, but more so focusing on helping people when it comes to their self-development, or even when it comes to starting a business, because I'm always really passionate about, everybody can have their own business or become a business owner, and really turn their passion into a business as well. So that experience, just, working with them, seeing how they're able to work with people and also change lives, is what really drove me to start my own business.
Wow, that's great.
So it sounds like impact was like one of your big things, like having an
Definitely.
impact just outside of the paycheck, right?
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
right.
Love it. Love it.
And especially like in this day and age, it seems like we all have to figure out other things that we can do with our talents. It's like I think sometimes when I've been there too, working at a job, and you feel a little bit stifled, from not being able to be your creative self.
Yes.
And I think me and you have even talked about myself and my business. And I think you want to help people tap into their own creativity and how they can use that to earn other incomes. Because, as we know, millionaires have at least 7 streams of income.
Right.
So we got to start stacking up on those streams, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Exactly. You said it perfectly.
Yeah. And then with that, because, obviously, in addition to you being the crypto queen is what Jason calls you, you are a business coach. And now when we talk about being an entrepreneur and being self-motivated, like what are things that you do that you find help to keep you motivated just in your own business and things that you share with your clients?
Yeah. So great question. I think a few things that keep me motivated, I would say definitely surrounding myself with the right people. So some of the people, I really do have a small circle, at least a small intimate circle, and everybody around me are people that are really ambitious, really motivated, and they're always constantly just pushing, like everybody's pushing one another, right? And really goal oriented. So that definitely keeps me at that same level, high pace, focused, and motivated. And then also I'm actually really into a lot of like audiobooks. One of my favorite motivational speakers, Les Brown, is just amazing. Anytime you hear him speak, he's just like pouring into you. So definitely that's like my go-to for sure.
Yes, I'm a Les Brown fan, like all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Les Brown.
Powerful.
Yeah. Anytime he talks about his radio story.
Yeah.
It always makes me laugh.
Yes.
Mama, I'm going on the radio.
Yeah. I think we all resonate with that, right? Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So what Instagram pages or I guess people that you follow that gives you motivation in whatever in your personal development space or even in the crypto space?
Okay, so great question. If I had to pick a few, I would say the first one would probably be one of my mentors. His name or Instagram handle is Bitcoin Chief. He's literally has been mentoring me a lot when it comes to the cryptocurrency space, but he also is just really, really inspiring. Like every time I see his content, and his content is not just about crypto, it's also about lifestyle and his family. So his stuff is really, really inspirational. The other one would probably say would be Vanessa Lau. She is phenomenal. She's a business coach, but she does it in a way that's just so authentic. And I think that's one of the things I really, really love about her brand. And I definitely look to her in terms of, being able to have my brand at that level as well.
Yeah.
I think the last one would probably be, and they're actually located in Toronto, Hustle Never Dies. It's a phenomenal brand. I also just love what they're about, right? Because for me, that literally is showcasing exactly what my lifestyle is. Like the hustle, always on the grind. So I love those three.
Well, I will say of the three, I am following one of the three, The Hustle Never Dies. The other two, I'm going to check them out myself. But I do understand exactly what you're saying. It's like, for me, like when I'm scrolling, I want to see things that inspire me. People that are like hustling, that are doing things to elevate. Like that's really what the goal is. So I'm definitely going to check out the other two as well.
Yeah, those are some interesting pages. I actually don't follow any of those pages, so I gotta check them out myself. So is that what do you use to keep you motivated as an entrepreneur? Because everybody knows as an entrepreneur, we fade, we go in and out. It's hard to sometimes keep that same energy, right?
Yeah, definitely. To be very honest, very transparent, the thing that really just keeps me going is purpose, right? Purpose. And I truly believe my purpose is to be able to go out there and help and impact lives, right? Regardless of how I'm doing that. So, and I also know what my potential is in terms of where I see myself. So I know where I am now and I know where I can be and where I want to be. So it's just every day I'm just like, listen, I know what my full potential is. Let me just keep going. That's that thing that really just pushes me, because anybody that knows me knows that I am scared of the word comfortable and I don't like to be comfortable. I always love to be uncomfortable, keep moving. So like focusing on that is really important. And I have like a vision board in my room with all my goals on there, right? Short as well as long term. And anytime I'm having those, tough days, I just look at that and I'm like, listen, gotta keep going and just keep pushing for it. But purpose really just sums it up for me.
I love it. And you know what? You said so many key things inside there. It's like, okay, when people want to find what are the clues of success, purpose. So your why, you visualize, you have your vision board, again, sometimes we don't feel like doing it, but we're pushing past because we know what our potential is. So many great keys. Thank you so much for that. And I think if people really, really focus and hone in on what, Ashley and other past guests have shared, you will find that you too can tune into those exact same characteristics that can assist you to help push you to where you need to be as well. Yeah.
It's all about just keeping that same energy and moving towards that goal. So I guess what the next thing we want to get into, and Ashley, we're going to get into a break in about like 4 or 5 minutes, but we're going to keep talking about yourself. And then the next 2 segments, we'll talk all about crypto, because I know that's what, everyone's
everyone
going to be here
wants to know.
So, so as far as like, the Wright Success, right? What drove you to start that, and actually even like that branding itself? Like, I know it's part of your name, but what made you think about going into that route and branding yourself that way?
Yeah. When I came up with that name, I was really just looking for something catchy, something powerful, something that really stands out, but also something that really represents me. And so I just started to play around, and I always love, play on words, of course. So I kind of just, playing around a little bit, came up with the Wright Success. And at first, I decided like, I want to be a motivational speaker. And keep in mind, like, I have never done that, of course, before, right? That was just an idea, something I was passionate about. But I'm like, you know what? If I want to do that, I need to start putting myself out there. And so I really just started to take my brand seriously. And once again, got really uncomfortable. So anytime I had those opportunities to go on stage, literally just push myself and just do it anyways. And that's literally how I was able to start, building my brand, getting that traction, being able to speak at lots of different events. And really that just kind of took off. And then I, kind of expanded it from, the Wright Success just being more just motivational speaking to actually being a coach.
Okay.
And then one of the reasons why I actually came up with the Wright Success is because I really want to focus on success in many areas, not just in business, not just in finance, right? So I really just wanted to kind of incorporate everything.
So when did you make that transition? Like, or when did you start? Let's put it there. Like, as far as how many years have you been working with the, with the Wright Success and the motivational speaking and the coaching? Like, approximately how long has that been?
So I started that back in 2018. However, I did like a total rebranding and totally just revamped everything, like my mindset, my goals, everything. I want to say like towards the end of 2019. And then from there, it was just like a different level that I was operating at. So so technically like 2018, but really I want to say 2019 where I really just started to go hard with it.
Go hard. Okay.
Your timing was impeccable, I guess.
I know, that's so true.
So that's really good. So I have a question for you, and I know this is a little bit like, were you ever working a job, or you were always an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I was definitely where I started out working a job.
Okay.
Keep in mind, like when I was younger, I just wanted to be a fashion designer. Like I didn't plan.
Okay.
I did not plan to start a business or be an entrepreneur. I wanted to, be a fashion designer, have my own brand, all of that good stuff. So yeah, I was definitely working a job, and then I got to the point where I was, doing both, right? And I always recommend that if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, totally fine to have the 9 to 5 and also have your grind at the side, right? Both at the same time. So definitely that's how I started out. And then now I'm able to do so many different things and really just do what I love, which is something I'm really excited about now.
That's perfect.
That's dope. You should come up with obviously you're always in like blazers and suits. Remember, you can turn your passion and come up with a woman's suit line. I always say that because I always find I love my suits, and I always find that sometimes, because my sister, she works in the banking industry, and she would always go and get suits. Like I remember she used to work in Chicago, and we used to go to Hugo's Boss and see some of the suits out there, and I'm like, I make nice custom suits for women. Like I've seen a couple, but I feel like someone needs to come up with that for you guys, because I think it's a missing.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
Because you know what? When I talk to like the tailors that I go, I always like, you do women's? I'm like, no. I guess it's difficult, the cuts, because women's shapes and bodies are very unique in comparison to a male. You could be like, here's your chest size, and we'll cut it. So Anyways, that's something that's out of topic.
Yes.
Definitely, I'll look into it.
Just before we get to our first break, you did mention that you are a big podcast audiobook listener. You said audiobooks, right?
Yes.
What's the last book that you listened to or that you're listening to at the moment?
So right now I am listening to Les Brown, right? The best of Les Brown. I honestly have listened to that multiple times and I just always go back to it. But another one that's really good that I've kind of been going back and forth with as well is Money and the Law of Attraction. And that book is like so powerful. I had to do that even like a couple times before it really, really just hit me.
Yeah.
But that right there, I'm telling you, that is like gems. Like that right there is just powerful information.
Money and the Power of Attraction, you said, right?
Money and the Law of Attraction.
The Law of Attraction. Okay. And you said this is audio, it's not the physical book.
Correct.
Okay. So because sometimes people feel as though the audio doesn't deliver the same way, but what you're saying is that you get that same kind of connection through the audio. There's a lot of times I can listen to audio, but then there are some books that I prefer the physical book. So I'm going to definitely check that out on the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I think it's good to sometimes read something and then listen to it. But I think one thing that you do is you repeat what you listen to, Ashley. So that's really good because sometimes I find like I read something and it's like it passes through me like I'm watching a commercial. So we're gonna head to a break now. Again, this is The Wealth Effect with Nicole Williams and Jason Allen John. We have Ashley Wright on the line, and we're talking about herself. And we're going to get into some crypto after the break.
This is Jamie Sparks, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Hey, this is Jermaine Robbins, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Yo, this is Kiana O'Quinn, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
This is Lavinia J from the UK, and you're listening to iLive Radio.
Attention, all musicians, bands, associations, clubs, and organizations that represent collective styles of music across Canada. Now is the time to rebuild our collective music nation. Genres like hip-hop, R&B, jazz, soul, reggae, gospel, and more united. The Collective Music Nation is a nonprofit organization committed to the development of collective music. Free memberships are available now. Collective Music Nation, one voice, strength in unity.
This is Miss Care keeping you connected with your iLive 5x5, brought to you by iLive Music, sponsored by Independent Hype, and powered by The Hook Entertainment. Contribute to the conversation by using hashtag iLive5x5.
For the latest and greatest in soul music and more, stay tuned to iLive Radio throughout the week.
Connect with our team at iliveradio.com or follow us at iLive Radio across social platforms.
The number one hit music station.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us another Saturday for The Wealth Effect with myself, Nicole Williams. We have Jason Allen John, and today we are joined by the special and amazing Ashley Wright. And I know this is what everybody's basically looking to get into, which is the crypto talk, right?
Yes, cryptomania.
Yes.
So Ashley, let's let you start with the basics, and then we can get into how we can expand people's knowledge on it. But I think, let's go back. I know we talk about crypto, but crypto is based on the blockchain, right? So I guess let's
break it down.
Break it down a little bit, and then let's go forward.
Yes, definitely. So cryptocurrency, I love to say, just to keep it very, very, very simple, it's really really similar to how we're using money right now. So if you think about how a lot of us are doing online transactions, or people are paying with their phone or paying with their watch, money is not even something tangible anymore. People aren't really using cash. And so it's really the same idea, having, funds that are now digital. But one of the main differences between the currency that we have today versus, cryptocurrency is the fact that you have a lot more freedom with cryptocurrency. No one's there to tell you, how much I can send or what any limitations are, no bank fees, none of that extra limitation. So it's really just more freedom, and you can literally have more opportunities with it. So I always love to kind of paint the picture that, you know, there's people around the world that don't even have access to financial institutions, right? Which is huge. And now if they just have access to internet, they can literally become their own bank with cryptocurrency and have some of those amazing features as well, just to keep it very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, that was a great way of describing
breaking it down, because as I said, I know there's been a lot of buzz, especially in the last couple of months around cryptocurrency, but it's like, do people really understand what it is, you know? So I think that was a great, you know, introduction. But with that being said, what are the differences? Because, you hear cryptocurrency, you hear blockchain, you hear Bitcoin, like what is the actual difference? Like, you know, for someone like myself who really doesn't get it, as far as what is unique to each of these specific items?
Yeah, great question. To be honest, it's probably one of the top questions I always get in terms of understanding what the differences are, because sometimes you hear all these different words and you're like, okay, I think that's the same thing, but cryptocurrency, and I'm going to use, of course, another analogy, right, to give another example. But if you think about how we have the internet, right, the internet would be equivalent to, let's say, blockchain technology, right? It's really just the technology behind everything. When you think about like an application or a program, you know, like let's say a website like Google, right? That would be the equivalent of cryptocurrency. So really, blockchain technology is really just the technology behind it, but cryptocurrency is literally just one application or one use case of that technology. And that's also, to be very transparent, blockchain is actually really exciting, more exciting than cryptocurrency once you start to understand what it is and how it's really changing other industries as well. When it comes to, let's say, Bitcoin is really just the first as well as the most popular cryptocurrency to date. And there's literally thousands of different cryptocurrencies out there. Technically, you know, if you wanted to, you can actually create your own as well. But I always have to say, like, Bitcoin is just really the #1 cryptocurrency today.
Okay, so just so that I understand it in my novice brain, blockchain would be the foundation. Like, so there is no cryptocurrency without a blockchain, similar to how you said we wouldn't have Google without the internet, right? And then you might have Google or you might have Safari as a different type of avenue of spreading the information. And that would be what Bitcoin, in a sense, is.
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
All right, that's dope. So then so right now, obviously everyone's excited because they're seeing the prices are going up and people are making money in crypto. So I think obviously excitement is going towards people earning money on the prices are going up. So as far as a means for the uses of it, is it becoming like an investment, or is there more a greater long-term use for these cryptocurrencies?
Yes. So when it comes to cryptocurrency, of course, yes, you can look at it from an investment perspective. I personally always teach that, you know, if you're trying to make money with cryptocurrency, realistically, there's only ever going to be 3 ways. The first way is you're actually investing in cryptocurrency, where you're buying and holding that actual cryptocurrency asset, right? And holding it long-term, allowing it to appreciate over time. The second way is you're actually trading cryptocurrency. This is more short-term, so you're buying and selling different cryptocurrencies in a way that actually allows you to profit short-term. And then the last way is actually finding ways to earn or to actually get paid in cryptocurrency. So those are really the main 3 ways. But I always love to say that if you're looking to get involved, you always have to think about what your strategy and what your goal is, because that will determine which direction you should go. Right. So yes, they call me Crypto Queen, but I literally changed my name to Crypto Strategy Queen, because the strategy is literally like the most important thing when it comes to the space. But to answer your question, like in terms of the future or the use case of these cryptocurrencies, yes, it is a currency. Like, you can actually buy things with it. For those that are excited about the NBA, literally, you can actually buy tickets, jerseys already with crypto. There's places or cities here in the GTA in Toronto where you can actually use Bitcoin to pay for your property taxes. So there's definitely, you know, scenarios where you can actually start using it today. I even accept Bitcoin as a form of payment for my classes. So it is already a currency that people are using to do transactions, but it's so much bigger as well.
Okay.
Wow, that's good.
The thing that I guess not confuses me because I understand it, but the thing that I guess I'm still trying to figure out what is the benefit, maybe you can explain this, is people who get paid with the contract, like or through a crypto. And the part that's confusing to me is that you buy it at one price. So you might say, I need X amount, but today it's worth, let's say 10,000 in Canadian dollars, right? But by the time you probably cash in on that contract, it may now be worth 50,000 Canadian. So my thing is, from a futuristic perspective, I understand for the person that's being paid, but what happens if that contract goes the reverse, where the value now decreases? So how and why do people bet, in a sense, for payment through crypto? Like, why would somebody want to do that?
Yeah, so great.
Does my question make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely, and that's a great question. So when it comes to those type of scenarios, like in terms of wanting to accept cryptocurrency, there's different ways to really go about it, right? For myself, and the reason I accept crypto, because I believe in the use case and I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective, right? Holding on to that. And of course, my investment or my earnings in cryptocurrency, as Bitcoin starts to increase and reach, 50, 60, 100,000 or even 500,000 per coin, my investment's always also going to increase significantly, right? But to kind of go back to your point and kind of thinking about like the larger picture, if you're in a country where your economy is not doing well, and let's say I'm sending money to someone, right? By the time they get the funds, right, potentially that, as you mentioned, that the money could literally decrease in value, right? And so they actually have something where they call a stable coin. And what that is literally, it's also a digital currency, but it's pegged like 1-on-1 ratio to the US dollar.
Okay.
Right? So now it's literally having a digital currency and get the benefits of that, but now you get that stable aspect to it. So for people that want to take advantage of digital currency and what it has to offer, don't have to worry about that necessarily, because by the time they get the funds, it's still going to be about the same as well. So there's different ways to kind of go about it, but it also just depends on what you're looking to get out of it as well.
Makes sense. I never knew that there was an actual coin that did that. So essentially the marketplace has now come up with a solution to exactly what I was asking. Yeah.
It's kind of like hedging, when the hedging market or the futures market was created for that purpose. Like you want to buy, like say you have to buy lumber, and you're not taking possession of that lumber for 12 months or whatever, and you would execute a price right now so you could do your financials. So that's interesting, because that was one of my concerns. I say the volatility is what hurts the ability for it to be used as a means of exchange, because it's way too volatile in that sense. But again, like that's the current time period right now. Maybe it's volatile now and there'll be some smoothing off later, right, in the long run. So why do you think it's been like the prices have accelerated so much? Like what's the reason for that?
Yes. To be very honest, a lot of companies, a lot of huge organizations are literally, spending billions of dollars buying up cryptocurrency, buying up Bitcoin right now. Right. And honestly, we're just at the beginning. I'm excited because I know that the industry and the prices and everything's really about to take off.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we have amazing companies like Tesla, right, that have so much weight that are putting tons of money into the industry, right? And also kind of leading the way for other industries, other organizations to come in and do the same. So right now it's taking off, but literally this is just the beginning. A lot of organizations are actually looking to get involved and start purchasing, but they're literally just getting their documentation together, right? So in order to actually make that purchase. So of course, a lot of people are really just spending a lot of money getting involved, but this is literally just the beginning. And to kind of go to your point about it being very volatile, yes, it is. But, there's still a lot of opportunities in that, because if you're investing, I always like to say, buy the fear in the market. So don't be scared when it drops. But if you're trading, right, then you're also able to capitalize on the drops as well. So there's lots of opportunities despite it being volatile.
Okay.
So let's talk about trading a little bit. We got into that, like talk about how people are trading. I guess it's very similar to like what people do with stocks or trading.
Exactly. So very, very similar. So of course there's different styles of trading, but the whole idea of it really is, of course, all these different currencies are at different price points, and you're able to actually buy and sell in a way that literally allows you to profit. Right. And so I always love, sharing the trading aspects, because yes, usually if you're investing in crypto, it's more of a long-term investment, right? You have to wait, maybe a year or 2 years or so just to see a great return. But with trading, like Bitcoin, as you said, is very volatile. If it goes up $2,000, right, you want to be able to capitalize on those smaller movements in the market. So trading literally allows you to do that on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Correct.
So my question for you is, for somebody who wants to get started with trading in blockchain, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, whatever the case may be, what would be the first steps that they would take in order to achieve this? Is this just opening your regular brokerage account? Like, how do you actually go about buying?
Yes. So if you're looking to get involved in the trading aspect, I always, of course, you have to get educated. It's not something you can just jump in and then you're going to see amazing results. You have to spend time, right?
Yeah.
But I do say that it is easier if you're able to take advantage of platforms that offer what we call like trade signals or trade alerts. Okay. And what that is, it's literally like a notification that goes right to your phone that tells you which currency you're going to be buying, or which currency you're going to be trading, what price points to get in the market, and what price points to get out of the market. And literally that's all you need to be able to start trading. So if you can leverage or get access to that type of information, you can actually start trading, start profiting from the beginning while you're still taking that time to start learning and how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
From a buying perspective, in terms of how to actually start buying cryptocurrency, definitely depends on where you're located. If you're in Canada, one of my favorite platforms that I always teach and always recommend is called ShakePay. It's very, very, very easy and very fast. You could literally go from Canadian dollars to crypto in like less than 5 minutes. Wow. Right? It's super, super fast and very easy to use.
Okay. So say that name one more time, just in case if anybody missed it.
Yes, it's called ShakePay.
ShakePay. Okay, perfect. And that would be like an advanced trading type platform that gives you the signals, everything that you just indicated, allows them to make their trade in and out as quickly as possible. Again, first step is the education, but that would be step 2 once you've gotten that educational piece, right?
Yes. So ShakePay is an app that allows you to actually just buy cryptocurrency, like literally, like really, really easy. When it comes to trading, there's lots of different platforms, but it just depends on what type of trading you're trying to do.
Okay. So to clarify, so ShakePay is if you're more buying it to hold, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, I understand. And then the other trading platforms, as long as they have the advanced system, that's where you can do your trading.
Correct. That's right.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
All right. So I got another question here. Like, oh my God, Bitcoin is what, 70,000, 60 something thousand Canadian or whatever right now? Like, I can't afford that. So what other kind of coins or stuff that I might be able to get into at a lower rate, or like, that's maybe affordable? Or is there another way to buy Bitcoin and saying like, oh, I have to find $60,000 to buy one Bitcoin?
Yes. So great question. So when it comes to Bitcoin, I think that's probably one of the largest misconceptions is, yes, the people see the price point and they're just like, yeah, I can't get involved. The price, I don't have that type of money right now.
Yeah.
Right. But the great thing is, and why I'm so excited is like, because it's digital, literally you can own a fraction of it. Right. So you can actually get like a decimal amount of Bitcoin, which is really, really cool. So even if you only had like $10, you can still get $10 worth of Bitcoin. It's just going to be a decimal amount, which is really, really cool. But, in terms of getting involved in cryptocurrencies at different price points, of course, they have different, benefits to doing that. Because, of course, the more coins that you're able to actually get, when the prices, of course, do increase, if they do, right, you'll be able to see a greater return as well. So there are lots of different price points as cryptocurrencies that, if you want to take a lot of risk, you can look at something that would be, even less than $1, which that strategy is a little bit more equivalent to like penny stocks for those that invest in that, more high risk. But of course, like there's so many different cryptocurrencies. But I always say, if you are going to invest, please, please, please do your research first before getting involved.
Yes. And, I'm happy that you said that, because I was going to say, even though, yes, we have Ashley on, please ensure that you are doing your own research You are staying within your own investor profile, your own style. And the great thing is this is a good way just for us to kind of introduce it. Ashley does have an amazing program called the Study Cryptos program that she is launching. So I know we're going to be heading into another break shortly, but if you want to at least give us, for the first 2-3 minutes before the break, just an introduction into what the program is and what people can expect to receive.
Yeah, definitely. So Study Cryptos is my cryptocurrency academy that I have as well. And so literally I offer different ways for people to actually learn cryptocurrency. So I have like a pre-recorded courses, right, where people can actually learn that information more self-paced. And then also I do an actual more of a private group coaching where people can actually get access to me for 4 weeks. And I'm literally showcasing, giving them an introduction to every aspect of crypto. So whether it's talking about, the first week usually is about the industry. Next week is about how to actually start investing in crypto, how to start trading in crypto. And then the last week starts to talk about, the different ways for you to actually earn cryptocurrency passively. So really it's geared for people that are just starting out in the cryptocurrency space.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, that's dope. And so where can people find you to sign up for this course?
Yes. So if you go to the wrightsuccess.com, all that information is there in order to get started.
That's dope. That's dope. And I think the edge, I like, so now it's great. Let me get this right. Crypto Queen Strategist, or what did I say wrong? I may have said it wrong.
That's good too. I was saying Crypto Strategy Queen.
All right, Crypto Strategy Queen.
Yeah.
So we're on the line with the Crypto Strategy Queen.
Yeah.
I got the name wrong for the first half of the podcast.
You're good.
But I got it right. So what I love about your tone about strategy is something that I talk about all the time in the mortgage industry. Like people buy houses without planning. So people make investments without planning. I don't know if it's the internet or what's going on. Everyone's jumping on trends. So no one's really strategizing for what they're doing. Like I may look at it, and even me, I've been there. We talked about it. I bought crypto because I'm like, oh, it's a great way to make money, and let me do it. And I did poorly because my strategy was poor, right? And I could talk about even some of my things I've done in real estate that's poor. So I love that you're leading with that, because I think for going forward for 2021 and beyond, and for our listeners and for everybody, it's just coming up with that strategy that fits your realm and what you want to do and how you want to move forward. So I'm glad that's the focus now, because I guess with the fluctuations that can hurt, people, enjoying the space. Because I look at it, it's like someone bought real estate, and the first real estate they bought at a high, and all of a sudden the market crashes. Now they're like, real estate sucks. Yeah. But you went on it with the wrong strategy. So of course it sucks, right?
Yeah. And the fact that there's so many different ways to make money in crypto as well, which is actually, because I think there's so much hype around the traders that's I think what people think about the most, that they don't even think that there's a long-term play in actually hedging. Hence why companies like Tesla are now invested, right? Because they're probably doing it from a long-term play. Yeah.
Well, we're going into a break now. So again, this is Jason Allen John, and I'm with Nicole Williams. This is The Wealth Effect. We got Ashley Wright, the crypto strategy queen, on the line. And we're going to get into a couple more things. I want to ask you about, Ashley, what you think about it. Is it NFT? I think that's the next thing. So I want to talk about that, because I hear Gary Vee talking about it. So let's get into that after that, because Logan Paul made a ton of money. I think he made like $10 million off of.
Hi, this is Michelle Young, and you're listening to iLive Radio, supporting independent artists from all around.
This is Ronnie Sia, and you're listening to iLive Radio. iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. Listen to radio. Listen to radio.
It goes down right here on iLive Radio.
Yo, this is Razan here, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way we listen to radio.
What's up, everybody? This is Cy Smith, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
My beautiful people, it's your man Tayanis, and right now you got it locked to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio around the world, baby.
Nothing makes you look, feel, and perform better than a tailor-made suit. Just like a tailor-made suit, a mortgage is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Canadian Tailored Mortgage Solutions will customize a mortgage to perfectly suit your needs. Come and get fitted for your mortgage today at 1-877-834-9346 or reach us on the web at ctmortgagesolutions.com. COVID safety protocols are in place. Brokerage license number 13228.
This is Miss Care keeping you connected with your iLive 5x5, brought to you by iLive Music, sponsored by Independent Hype, and powered by The Hook Entertainment. Contribute to the conversation by using hashtag iLive5x5.
For the latest and greatest in soul music and more, stay tuned to iLive Radio throughout the week.
Connect with our team at iliveradio.com or follow us at iLive Radio across social platforms.
You're listening to iLive Radio.
Here are some words of wisdom. Don't change your station. Don't change your station.
All right, welcome back. This is Jason Allen John, and I'm with Nicole Williams. This is the Wealth Effect, sponsored by CTMS. We got Ashley Wright on the line, the crypto strategy queen. And I left off talking about this new thing that I saw. Like, you probably know about it a little bit more, Ashley, but you know that YouTube star Jake Paul or Logan Paul, one of the Pauls, created a Pokemon card, or he sold a piece of art for like $10 million. And this is another thing that I guess this seems like this is the benefit and the strategy of the blockchain. Like, I get the cryptocurrency, but it's all about that fractional stuff. So when I saw that, the first thing I thought about, Nicole, was like, how do you do fractional real estate in crypto blockchain? I actually messaged Ashley about it. I'm like, we got to figure that out. If you could sell art, then you should be able to sell real estate. So what do you know about that, Ashley? And tell me about it, because I'm so interested in that stuff.
Yeah, so definitely. Like I said, blockchain is actually more exciting than crypto. And just as you mentioned, like that whole idea of having, taking physical assets, turning them into now digital assets, literally is like the game changer, right? So I know we were kind of talking a little bit about real estate. That's super exciting. We're now, instead of having to own or having to have the full capital to be able to purchase a property, imagine being able to just own a fraction of a property and still be able to benefit in terms of the residuals from that, right? Which is so powerful. And even we're thinking about, even crypto and how that's being tied in. People are actually already using cryptocurrency to buy real estate, which is so powerful already. But to go to your point, like with digital assets, literally in every industry, whether it's art, whether it's real estate, like there's so many different industries that are already adopting this. And there's a lot of money to be made as well.
So NFT isn't it non-fungible token? Is that what that means? Am I right?
Yeah, you're good. You got it.
Okay, and what does fungible mean?
Yeah, because I was gonna say.
Yeah, do you know what that means?
Yeah, so just going on the same concept, digital assets really just means that it's one of a kind, right? Or a limited amount, right? Okay. So right now, right, and just give you a little bit of insider, something that right now that is really, really exciting that people are really talking about is the NBA has actually adopted that already.
Wow.
Right now, literally this is like so hype, and their website was literally down yesterday all day because there was just so many people on there. But now people can actually own a digital moment, is what they call it. Or think of it like those highlights that they have of a player, hitting a certain shot that just is like a rare moment. People can actually own that highlight, right? And of course it's all digital, but almost the same concept of having digital collectibles. That's really what it is. So a lot of people, whether it's even in the NBA or now they're looking to get, partnerships with other sports leagues as well, but literally that same concept of having like a digital collectible, something that's one of a kind, that's just really driving the prices up right now.
So would this be almost like a licensing play in a sense from the NBA's perspective to say like, okay, now in order for you to use this likeness, this image, you have to, own this piece? Is that kind of where their play is?
It's not so much on the licensing. It's just more so still thinking of like the collectible route.
Okay.
So they've just taken that moment or that highlight and turned it into a digital collectible. if that makes sense.
So it's almost like a card. It's almost like a trading card, but it's a digital trading card.
Okay.
This is nuts.
So then it would be something that I could showcase if I wanted in my own home, a digital piece of art.
Correct.
Okay,
exactly.
I understand.
This is crazy.
Jason is all over. As soon as you start, I don't know if you noticed, he started folded up. He's like on their website right now. I'm looking and it says own the best moments from the NBA history. And so we're literally looking at this, guys.
This is
so
nuts.
this is like super key right now.
Because I think, because what I see, and like obviously now this conversation is transitioning into like future and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of like, it makes me more like when I'm starting to see this stuff come up, it makes me understand how blockchain and how even cryptocurrencies will work and how it's going to benefit what we're doing in the future.
Yes.
You know, it's like, I think people talk about like, you know, I think they talked about the internet 1.0 when it started. I think we're kind of in the 2.0 internet, and then they talk about the next level, right? So this is so interesting. And I'm wondering how, because I don't know if you know this, Nicole, or even Ashley, you know, the NBA is thinking about privatizing it and being public, so you could buy fractional ownerships of teams.
Yes.
So like this is all probably in line with their strategy. And like the NBA is always usually top of the line with some of this technology first, right? So this is so interesting. Wow.
So this is why blockchain, more than anything else, is something that should be a part of everybody's study, right? In a sense, learning as much as we can about the blockchain, because once we understand that, it will then spawn into all the other aspects, is from what I'm gathering.
Correct. That's right. So literally, you know, every industry is slowly starting to take advantage of this opportunity here with this technology. So even when we think about like supply chain, right? Supply chain is huge. Sometimes, you know, stuff get contaminated maybe, or, you know, items get lost along the way, right? And now they're even using blockchain technology to be able to track their supplies as well, which is huge, right? Companies like Walmart, even fashion brands that are already taking advantage of blockchain and the different characteristics that it has, right? Even when it comes to authenticity, right? Understanding once again, like if there's only one item, that item has a specific ID to it, right? So now fashion brands are taking advantage of that as well. So literally every industry is taking advantage of this technology.
Wow. Well, I will say that in this show, I've learned so much, and I think people need to take advantage of, you know, the course and the academy that you are offering. So just kind of circling back to that, because I do want to ensure that people who are interested have the opportunity to connect with you. So let's start off with you telling them where they can connect with you for the academy. And if you maybe want to recap again quickly the 2 different programs that you're offering and maybe what their price points are.
Yeah, definitely. So the first one is more like self-paced. So that's like the study cryptos, where you get access to all the education, all the material, but it's more of a self-paced, right? Everything's pre-recorded already. You get access to it. And that one, there's different packages depending on what area you're trying to focus on. And then the other aspect, or the other academy, that one's more for group coaching, where you actually get access to me for 4 weeks and really just provides you a great introduction of every aspect of cryptocurrency, as well as the 3 main income streams of crypto. Because I feel like when people get involved, you know, and they hear stuff like NFTs, they hear stuff about all these different trends, they get really excited, but it's so important to really understand the fundamentals first, right? Before you start jumping in. So that's why I really focus on that. But in terms of getting involved, definitely if you go to my website, the Wright Success, you'll get access to everything there.
Okay.
Nice. That's exciting. Like I love where everybody's switching to a lot of these online educational stuff, because it's like I remember a couple of years ago my friend was saying YouTube University.
Yes.
So it just seems like it and I think us as professionals need to do it. Like, you know, Nicole, you have your Money Boss Workup Shop, and that you do, which is educational too. And then, you know, Ashley and a lot of people are doing it. And I think I've signed up for countless courses in my career, and I still do, to learn different way people do things. And I love it. I like to see where so everyone can find their own strategy of their lane. And I think that's the great thing about, you know, building wealth and what we're trying to build on this radio show is like, find your lane.
Yes.
You know, like there's so many ways to get it.
Yes.
And there's so many ways to layer yourself and get it in multiple ways. Like, find your lane. Is it crypto? Is it real estate? Is it stock trading? You know, it could be even like yourself, like creating a piece of art, a non-fungible token, whatever it is, right? But it's just like find your lane, because there's so much opportunity out there. And like, I know obviously there's a lot of things going on with the pandemic and what it's done to changes in businesses and, like, you know, restaurants, clubs, entertainment, you know, artists and stuff. But I think now we're trying to all figure out ways that we can pivot and make money, right? And build wealth. So like, I love the fact that you're doing this course, and
I love it too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people need to pay attention. And it's not only just, okay, I'm gonna buy crypto because I need to buy it because it's gonna turn into $500,000. It's not about that. It's about understanding. And if you understand like what happened in the internet, like, you got to take advantage of maybe what's going to happen in blockchain, because otherwise you're gonna get left behind, right?
Yeah. I definitely agree with you, everything you're saying, Jason. And I think I'm going to personally look into Ashley's academy and programs. And again, for everybody who's tuning in, maybe missed it, check out Ashley's website, thewrightsuccess.com, and you can get more information on her 2 programs. So she has the one that you can do self-study, which is study cryptos, and then she has her academy.
And I just got to say this, LeBron James has whatever this thing is on here for $213,000, $213,000, one whatever moment. this moment. So like, man, like, what is this going to turn into? This is crazy. So we got about like 3 minutes left. Ashley, is there anything that you want to end on? Because you got me on this thing and I got to go home and do a whole bunch of research. Jason's going to be researching now. I'm going to buy one of these for sure, 100%. So
no, but one thing to keep in mind with that, like, that right there is literally in the beginning stages. Like, that is literally just a test net. Like, they're just testing it out. But right now, people are already seeing amazing results with it. But literally, like, as I mentioned, like yesterday, they were trying to release some new packs, is what they call it. And literally the whole website was just down because it was just so many people that are trying to get on there. And then even to purchase it, you have to get in line. And I remember someone was showing me a picture of the queue, and there was like over 200,000 people that were on that same page waiting to be able to get access to purchase. Right? And this is like, no one really knows about this yet, right? It's still so new.
This is fresh.
Yeah.
So what is your next strategies, I guess, for 2021, setting up, you know, there's a lot of volatility right now in crypto. There has been, but what are you setting yourself up for success, and, you know, building wealth for the next few years?
Yeah. So with crypto right now, I've just been focusing on, you know, trying to really capitalize this next wave that's about to happen. Like, I know we kind of touched on it, how Tesla and some other organizations already are putting money in the markets, but literally that's just the tip of the iceberg. So I'm just making sure that everything that I need to do, as well as everybody else that I'm working with, is set up properly to really capitalize on this next wave and really just maximize, you know, those 3 different income streams with cryptocurrency, right? Make sure you're taking advantage of all of them: investing, trading, earning. And that's really how you are able to diversify and have multiple streams of income just within crypto to be able to build wealth, right? The other thing I actually want to mention, because whenever I think about building wealth, I always think about generational wealth as well. Yeah. And I've spoken to a lot of people, and I'm telling people as well, like, even though, yes, you're into crypto, if you have kids too, you can set them up with an account, right? This one lady was telling me that instead of, you know, giving her son, like, I guess, extra funds here and there, or buying him gifts, she'll just buy him more Bitcoin, right? So now she doesn't even realize it, but now she's putting him in a position where they're able to actually create generational wealth, because those funds, right, as soon as the price continues to increase, that investment's going to increase over time as well. So that's just powerful.
Love it.
I love it. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we're coming towards the end of the show. We want to say thank you so much, Ashley. I know I personally learned a lot, and I know Jason's all over his computer, like, since we talked about the NBA, right? And the blockchain. So again, I want to say thank you on behalf of myself, Jason Allen John. We are The Wealth Effect, brought to you by CTMS. Thank you guys for tuning in this Saturday, and catch us on all podcast streaming platforms as well.
Yes. Non-fungible tokens is the word of the day.
Yes, the word of the day.
And thank you, Ashley. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot. I hope everybody took in some information and head to her website, because You know,
Yes.
you guys, we got to sign up, but we all got to get that knowledge so we could take advantage of it and also pass it on to somebody else, right? This is not, wealth is about sharing, right?
Yes.
It's about being, providing everyone the same access to the same information that you have. So don't hold it back.
Yes.
Let it go.
Yes, yes. So again, thewrightsuccess.com.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hello there, this is Benjamin Clementine and listen to iloveradio.com.
Hey, what's up, Toronto? My name's Bosco, and you're listening to iLive Radio.